How much does it stand to affect local households, SMEs, the business environment, everyone involved in this ecosystem?
I will look at, to go to the first one, the local people. The government has made it clear that there is a certain area that one needs to have that is not taxed. And those are the plot of 300 square meters. That is not taxed. And this is in the bid of making sure that every Rwandan has a house to live in. Of course, there are some people who have the plots that are exceeding 300 square meters. Anything that exceeds 300 square meters, that will be taxed.
Okay.
It means that those that are having a lot to buy what is too much, that extra will be taxed. Now, when you go to the SMEs, the SMEs in bid to the SMEs and industries in bid to promote the made in Rwanda, that has remained on 0.1%. And that is specifically.
But then they also say that the 0.1%, of course, on taxes there is the lowest in the region, of course, and beyond. So for Rwanda there, how does this, help grow business? Give me a look into it, because we understand that also taxes have a very big contribution to the country's economy. So when you talk to me that SMEs and other players that are setting up industry, they're looking at 0.1% for land, aren't you losing a lot of money in taxes there?
No, we are not losing a lot of money in taxes. Remember that the money that you pay in form of taxes, they are the ones that help you to develop all these infrastructure, the good roads, the security, and everything. And remember that currently, as the government, it is facing a bigger burden of funding all those districts. And remember that right now, with this new law, all the tax system has been set to the district levels, whereby the districts will be able to determine how much tax you will pay. It means that the district understands your business better, and when they are taxing you, they will tax you what they know that it is affordable to you. And previously, there are some taxes that you'll find that someone is either taxed higher and another one is taxed less. But by putting it to the district level, it means that you'll be taxing what is due to you, and that cannot be of a big pinch on you.
With Rwanda's effort to have even low and lower corruption indices moving forward, moving to decentralization is a very interesting beat to cement this. But also tell me, how do we ensure that someone is not awarded a particular license or maybe a particular tax just because they have a particular affair with the district government? Because if you're saying that the district will be determining who to pay what, how do we know that?
I will give you an example. Like, let me say there is a big company that has the head offices in Kigali.
Yes.
And there is a branch, let me say, in Musanze. The branch in Musanze mainly does not have the turnover of its own. So it is hard to get its books of accounts.
Okay.
There is, when we go to the trade license, there is the limit of 250 Rwandan francs. And that can only be determined by the head office books of accounts. So there is no way how you'll find that someone can go and seek favor. At the same time, there are the government through BNL, there are government valuers that are recommended. Those are the valuers that the districts will be using to value and make sure that the value of the land that you own is determined and known from the National Bank to the bottom.
Basically, you're looking at a turnover. So land, the trading licenses and also the tax regime will be considered according to one's turnover.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at this now particularly. We're looking at SMEs expected to receive at least 2-year tax trading license exemption upon establishment.
Yes.
So what happens after that?
After that, that is when they start paying the 0.1%.
Wow. So basically, they're not paying anything before that, and then after 2 years, they pay that. But we're looking at a 30%, we're increasing from 30% to about 50% of this. How affordable is it for someone that has already a residential housing, a property, that is looking to set up one more or two more others? How affordable is that?
In bid to make sure that every Rwanda has the affordable housing, it means that you as an individual, even when you have as many residential houses, you cannot live in all of them.
Of course.
So you're exempted on one, and the rest
you pay taxes.
You pay taxes for them. And why you pay taxes for them? They are residentials, but residentials that are generating income to you. And I'll give you a scenario now. The residential tax has shifted from the former one that was on 30% and went to 50%. It means that 50% of your income on rentals is not going to be taxed. And this is after even excluding the interest on loans if you acquired those rentals on loan. So it means that now you stand a better chance to be taxed only 50% of your income.
Speak to me about commercial and, of course, industrial buildings. We're looking at people that are building high-rises in a way not to be heavily taxed, just the same way as anyone that is building a building in Rwanda, be it a residential or rental property. As long as it's not a commercial building or industrial, there is something there to promote that particular space.
Why that is being done? It is because when you're using when you're building a residential or even apartments that are stored, it means that you're using less of land. Okay. And at the same time, you're working towards the vision of Rwanda, of making the 2020 vision, whereby you find that all we need is to have the modern housing. The modern housing, you're still also saving the land. It means that there is enough land saved for others also to raise other buildings of the same nature. So those are the incentives and why they are given, than building many that end up consuming a lot of land, which can be generating more money to the government. You end up putting there the houses that are even not generating more money.
Okay.
So when you build a storage building, it means that on the small piece of land, a lot of money will be generated. An example, if let me say the house that you're building on the 300 square meters, if it is not stored, it can generate like $1,000 US. If